Take you to the corner of Terron Millett, nicknamed the Tramp. Kind of an interesting nickname. Where does a boxer get the nickname the Tramp? Terron explains.
When my big brother was little, he used to always threaten to run away. He grabbed a knapsack and put it over his shoulder, crying, talking about he was going to leave. So they named him Hobo. And when I was born, they said we can't have a hobo without a tramp. So they named me Tramp. And then when my little brother was born, I felt since I was Tramp, he had to be Bum. So you got Hobo, Tramp, and Bum.
So that's the Millett story.
When you step up, give it time. When you step up with the jab. Don't just walk in.
Marvin Millett, like the lead voice.
Step in and step around. Hey, work the man body, work up. Keep working the body. Work the body.
Yeah. I heard the advice from Marvin. Work the body. Work the body. Teddy made a point earlier about the jab numbers for Millett. Why Millett has to do more with that jab. He's only landed 17 of 196 in this fight. Just to set up some of the other things that Millett would like to do. Punch numbers through 5 rounds. And you see Perez has outlanded Millett according to CompuBox. And Teddy, you can make the case that Perez has won 3 of these rounds, the first 5.
A couple of those rounds were very close. Because of that, yes, you can make a case.
Round 1, round 5, very close.
I think Perez should be taking advantage of the distance that he has. By moving his hands when he has that distance. Scoring points. Getting things done. Just look, Millett has to take several steps to get close to Perez. What's that mean? That means Perez has a chance to throw several punches before Millett gets in to punching position.
And Teddy, another thing you have to keep in mind here, we've mentioned those couple rounds that could have gone either way and be a relatively close fight. Remember, Millett's not fighting in his hometown. There's no tremendous interest in him as far as being here in Savannah, Georgia, and who he's tied in with. So it's not like you can say, all right, he's the house guy. Perez might be able to do just enough to win, as opposed to having to blow out a guy.
Are you saying that the playing field will be even and level? That's the way it should be all the time. But just the fact that you have to bring that up reminds us that unfortunately in boxing, a lot of times the field is not level. You're right. Perez may have an even playing field here.
Perez fighting patiently, staying away from Millett, doesn't want to get involved in the power game. Millett having some trouble figuring out how to get his attack going. Every so often Perez will throw that left hook to the body. Straight right hand from Perez.
Right now, Perez is being allowed to navigate, maneuver around this round in the ring. Keeping distance, keeping the stronger Millett away from him. He's able to pick his spots.
Final seconds of the 6th round. Perez doing what he has to do. Let's check in with Brian and Max.
All right, guys, thank you very much. Now, we had Evander Holyfield there, and it makes you think, all right, for Hasim Rahman, the heavyweight champion, Holyfield, Tyson, Kirk Johnson, Vlad Klitschko, that, I think, Lennox Lewis, you fight any of those guys before you fight Lennox Lewis.
What's interesting to me here, and I agree with you, what's interesting, you always have the Lewis rematch in your back pocket, but what's interesting to me here is Mike Tyson was the baddest man on the planet and the heavyweight champion. In other words, he would have been favored against anyone. There's only been one fighter since then to have the baddest man on the planet title. That's Lennox Lewis, not because of the way he fights, but the fact is, right now, Lennox Lewis is the favorite to beat any fighter in the world. Rahman is the heavyweight champion, but he ain't the baddest man on the planet. That's what he has to work on becoming if he really wants worldwide recognition as a top money draw.
A motivated Lennox Lewis as well is favored to beat anybody. Oh, let's see. Now it's going to be Brian Nielsen up first. Hasim Rahman.
Way to start.
All right, let's go back to the fight, guys.
All right, thanks, Brian and Max. Well, you got to make some cash along the way. You're throwing a Nielsen in there. Not for a rating either. But it's a payday. Hey, Teddy, Luis Perez took this fight on Monday. Late sub for Carlos Gonzalez, and he's giving Terron Millett, he's not giving him a beating, but he's giving him fits as far as style is concerned.
Well, you just touched on it. In other words, Perez is giving himself a chance to win by fighting the right style, by understanding he's the taller man, understanding he's not the better puncher, understanding if he stays on the outside, picks his spots, pays attention to his P's and Q's, he'll have a chance to be competitive, maybe win this fight.
Nice
Again,
combination there by Millett.
I was just going to say, Perez cannot afford to all of a sudden get caught a big punch, fall into a low, make a big mistake, because Millett has power.
You know, Millett only has one knockout, though, in his career, Teddy, past the 5th round. That was in that title defense against Virgil McClendon. He stopped him in the 12th round. So Millett gets things done early for the most part.
So when there's distance like this, it's a close fight. Any way you look at this, you would like to see Perez use the jab more. Take advantage of the distance. Just move his hands more.
You know, in the last round, Teddy, Millett landed 11 of 47 jabs. Perez was only 4 of 39. So the taller guy that wants to fight on the outside did not utilize his jab to the best of his ability.
And he should. Just look. Look how long it takes Millett to get close. It takes a few steps. Watch. Perez has an opportunity right now to move his hands and do some scoring before Millett can get in position to do any scoring.
Counter right hand from Perez.
Neither guy to develop in the habit of putting punches together, Bob. A lot of 1 or 2 punch shots.
Hey, it looks like there's a cut somewhere along the right side of the forehead of Perez. I'm not sure.
He got nothing. He got nothing. He got nothing. Come on. Step up. Put down. Come on, you got to step your ass. You got to step up. Turn it up, man.
There's like a little nick along the right eye. Yeah, now Perez starting to wipe at the blood. Perez not throwing his hands as much as Millett goes southpaw for a brief second. Terron Millett and Luis Perez begin round number 8, the scheduled 10-round bout. Teddy, in the last 2 rounds, Millett has landed 21 of his jabs, and Perez has only landed 7.
The real bad news about that, Perez, the taller man, should really be using that jab, taking advantage of being tall, and he's not. He gets the distance he wants. We'll take that away from him, no doubt about that. But he doesn't move his hands when he's at that distance.
Slight cut along the right eye of Perez and swelling under the left eye of Perez. Perez letting his hands go. The chopping rights from the former champion Millett.
When you're in the corner, you want to try to be succinct with your advice. Sometimes you want to try to pick just 1 or 2 things that you want your fighter to be able to absorb to turn the fight around. If I was in the corner of Millett I think it would be what Evander Holyfield, the former heavyweight champion of the world, touched on. Put punches together when you get close. Don't throw one, put them together. Right now, Millett is in punching position. He should put his punches together, not throwing one at a time.
And Perez finally going back to that left hook. It worked for him earlier.
Perez is outworking Millett this round. Doing it the old-fashioned way. Moving his hands. Perez wasn't punching from a distance enough the other round, so he changed it around this round. He just got in close.